Hey, happy Monday morning. Happy November 20th. It is Thanksgiving week. Good morning, guys. Let me get you set up on my other platforms. Let's rock this thing. Happy Monday. I think many of you are on, maybe some of you are on vacation this week. I know some of the kids are out. So come on, let me get you started over here. Happy Thanksgiving. I have a fire one today. Letting our vision pull us as opposed to our pain pushing us. So let's rock this thing. I have a number of announcements too. All right, happy Monday, guys. How are you? Let me know how you feeling today. Whether you're grateful, whether you're thankful, whether you're appreciating this morning. I know it's early, but maybe you guys will catch it on the end of the day or something of that nature where we can rock it. But we're going to talk about your vision pulling as opposed to your pain pushing. And I wrote a post on yesterday that was talking about, a lot of times we move and we are motivated by our pain pushing us, and meaning that our discomfort for where we are pushes us. That's our motivation. We're trying to get away from this, or we're running from certain things that happened to us in the past. We are not really creating this. What we're doing is we're running away from something, or we're trying to get something. We're trying to better our situation, and that none of that is bad. None of that is a judgment. That's feelings of frustration and disappointment and anger and shame and fear are all real. So I don't want this. Let's just stop right there for a moment and acknowledge if maybe we are moving in that direction. And I ask that because if we don't have a vision, a positive vision to go to, then more than likely we're just moving in our routine, our everyday stuff, based off of trying to I'm just trying to make it. I'm just trying to make it. And I guess that statement right there is what I'm talking about. Is that if we were here to live life abundantly, what does that look like? What is that for you? And what's happened is that as we got older, we stopped dreaming, we stopped hoping, and I dare to say we stopped having faith in what we could have. And so that's when, the statement, I heard this in a spiritual community I was in: pain will push you until your vision pulls you. And meaning, and so it's like, man, scripturally says the people will perish for lack of vision. We will perish for lack of, what do you want in life? And that's where this whole thing came from. Many times, again, we're just running from things. We're trying to make the situation better, as opposed to in our minds sitting down. What do we want? What do you want? This Thanksgiving week always conjures up a lot of things for everybody. Some people are super excited, and I love that. I love the holidays. I love Thanksgiving week. And then there's others that are struggling with how to get through these holidays. It's always been a trigger for some. Some just recently lost people. They, going through different things. Financially, they may not be in the place they want to be. And so we want to send out that love right now to really to those. If someone comes across your mind, please send a text or call them to see how they're doing. That is the gift that we have for each other, to just encourage, to inspire by how we move. Not try to make them feel better, but just say that you came across my mind. I just wanted to reach out to you and say that, hey, someone loves you, that I was thinking about you, and how are you doing? All right. So let's go back. So the feelings that we're talking about here that's moving. If you're sitting with yourself and you're like, well, what am I doing right now? Especially if you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. Listen, it doesn't really matter. What is your vision for yourself? This thing is all about trying to create a vision for ourselves. We know we do vision boards. Some people do that a lot, and so that pulls you. And I really love that. But what else pulls you? How do we start? So many people won't have a vision. We stop having visions because we're like, well, this is what my life looks like right now. And this is because we're at the affect of everything else. We never decided to create our lives. We thought maybe we could do it in our 20s and 30s, and it didn't pan out like that because nobody really said, listen, you need to set a vision for yourself, and encouraged us on it. We just went into it because we had to. Survival, right? We had kids, we had this, we just got to do things. And then we just kind of lose it along the way. and then we kind of lose it along. So I'm just trying to get us back to, let's say what our vision is. What do we want? And so here's how we want to start the vision. Here's the other thing. Many of us don't have a vision or goals anymore because we don't think we can get it. We don't maybe not have faith in ourselves. I'm not sure. Or we don't have faith in the universe, or we're looking at our circumstances and we're saying we don't. And that's where my whole thing is saying that we get to create what we desire. We get to create it. And so what happens many times that with us, we look at what we have, we look at our monies, we look at what's around us, what's going on with our families and this, and we say, I can't do it. And based off that, you probably can't. But what we do have is a supernatural power within us that will help us every single time. And so that's why if you have the faith enough to sit down and write it down, a vision, a goal from right now, from this life right now, I'm 45 and, I want to change some things in my life. And you're looking around and the money don't look right. And you want the things you want to do. And you're like, okay, well, how do I do this? And so that's what I'm here for today. We're going to write this. We're going to get this thing down. And some of us look too tired to start to even dream past what we got to do today. Some of us, are just don't believe because you never had it before. And my thing is, just because you never had it before, done it before, does not mean that today you can't get it and do it. And I really mean that. When I say all things are possible for us, it's true. But it is a mind shift that we must go through. It is a mind shift. We continually keep growing and rebirthing ideas and asking God to do different things, the universe, the source of different things, but we are so afraid we don't move. So many of us are in a frustration mode right now because we know we're supposed to be doing something different, but we're too afraid to do it. And anybody can relate to that. Put your hand up. You see what's happening and you want more. And you in your prayers, God, you want this. You in something you want this, but you just don't think you can do it. And a lot of times, what that causes the frustration. So they say that the spirit has already held your place. This is what you say you want over here, but now you're too afraid because you're looking around what's happening in life that it won't ever happen for you. And therein it steals many dreams and goals. And so we never even try to move out. Or if we try one or two steps, we think, okay, this is not working for me, and we stop, as opposed to just changing the strategy. And this is what I'm talking about, changing the strategy. We want new things. I still identifying with our old self. Understand? We want new things, but we stay in our old body, old way of thinking, old ideas of things, desiring something new. And I want to ease that. I want to say we can still, that is so real. That is so. You mentioned have your eyes, let's see, Yolanda. Good morning, Yolanda. You mentioned have your eyes on being more abundant. Read prayer of Jabez. It will help you put things into prayer. Yes. And so if you don't read prayer of Jabez, that's right, in order to have a life. I think this is the thing too, Yolanda. That's a great point. We have certain things, but we read things are popular for many people, the prayer of Jabez, and we just have this certain idea of it. But we must have an idea of what we want our lives to look like individually. What creates passion within you? As you write that, and you believe that. See, we know a lot of things, head knowledge. We know different things, but we don't really walk in it. And so this is a faith issue. We really don't believe that our minds are renewed. We think once we're not going to the clubs, we're not drinking like we used to, we're not womanizing all this stuff. We think, okay, that's the level. I've already done that, so I don't need any more. Yeah, no, the rebirth is continually going on. Every time you say you want something new, remember, when we pray for something, that means that we have to change ourselves. And so we look at things that are so routine to us, especially my people that understand scripture. We look at it just with the same eyes many times and don't realize that we nearly need to use that in our lives. What does that look like in an everyday life, my everyday life? And so when I look at prayer of Jabez, my first reaction is to say, sit still for a minute and just marinate on things. Like, that's a great point, Yolanda. to bring those things up. So I'm going to show you how to really get your vision for yourself today. I don't care how old you are. I don't care how young you are, but today, and write this vision. This is for you. Okay. So the first thing is just to sit quietly for 5 minutes. Just sit. Put a timer on. I put my timer on, everybody. I don't just sit. Yeah. I don't just sit. I put a timer on sometimes. I don't necessarily need it, but I do, just so I can make sure. Sit quietly. Turn off everything. Just sit. You can have meditation music on or what have you, but just sit. Breathe in 30 times. Breathe. Just count your breath 30 times. And what I'm trying to do is settle us down. Many of us don't know how to settle down. Okay? Settle down. And in this point, just ask yourself, what do I really want? I don't put any parameters on. Don't start thinking about what the kids, no. Just what do I want? I want us to be in the world, but not of the world. This is how you do it. This is how you do it. People ask me, I say, how do you stay at a certain place? I say, I know how to go inside. I know how to go inward. Okay, so easy. So ask yourself, what do I really want? Whether that's in my finances, in my career, in my relationships with my family, with my husband, with my wife, with my kids, on the job, what have you, with my health and wellness, with my relationship with myself. How do I want those areas? What do I want to feel like? Okay. What does it look like? My best self. What does it look like? Because listen, it said all things are possible and all things are possible for me. Then I absolutely believe that. So where am I off track at? Not shaming, blaming, and guilting myself. Where did I take a little bit of sidetrack? Where did I listen to other people at? Where did I take myself or didn't believe in myself at? Where is that at? Because I know if they say that all things are possible, then that means that I can learn to be something different. But I have to exercise muscles for the capacity of it. So Yolanda, on the prayer of Jabez, what I understand is that you can pray for that all you want, but if you don't have the capacity to handle it, you won't. And so there's a training part, a gestation period that has to go with that, so that you can enlarge your territory and have the capacity to move in it and to govern it per se, in a healthy manner, in a constructive manner, in an inspiring manner, in a manner where you are at your best in it. You're passionate about it, not just asking for it. If you want your territory to enlarge, I love the prayer, Jabez. You just did something for me, so I must need to go and check out again the prayer, Jabez. Even though I probably know it backwards and forwards, but that's a good point. Thank you, Yolanda, for that. That's good. So what do you really want? I need you to, and I want you to dream with this dream. What do you want? I know people say it's a fantasy world, but listen, when you keep looking at what you see in the world, and all you do is lament, complain about what you see and how bad it is, then you will only get how bad it is and what you see. But if you go in, we are created. Remember, the world was out of the spoken word. We got two gifts, mind and speech. And those things are where we create from. So if we have the way to control your mind, or not to control your mind, but to switch things, is to marinate on something different than what you see, not the problem. In order for we've never beat a problem down and got a solution that way. What happens with the solution comes up as soon as you release it and just kind of go do something else. And all of a sudden the solution comes up because we've allowed it. Anytime we're in shame, blame, fear, loneliness, anger, disappointment, all this, we constrict and we can't get, nothing can get in there. So when you have an issue, what? You can't hear me because I know that's right, Yolanda. I know that's right. Come on, you listen. Listen. If we got to have a capacity. So, but anytime we're in those feelings, these feelings just indicate that we're not in alignment with what God has for us or what God is seeing for us. Because there's nothing that should knock us off. There are things that redirect us. Understand? Like I saw a friend that had some issues this weekend, and what I sat in my space for thousands of miles away from her and thought, God, I know that you can correct this thing. I don't care what somebody said has happened. I know, and I expect you to show up for me, God. I expect you to show up for me. I expect that. everything always works out for me. Everything. I believe that you can do whatever you can do, God, where you can change hearts, minds, something can come out the air and pay for something. I know what you can do. So I'm going to sit back, take my mind off that, not keep worrying about that. I'm going to relax and say, God, show me what I need to do, or you do what you do behind the scenes and let me keep walking on this thing. Because my vision says this. This is when you have a vision. When you don't have a vision, you get sidetracked by everything, every little thing that comes up. And some things are big that hit you hard in a paycheck, or something happens in the family. We get thrown because we don't have a vision of where we're supposed to be going. So everything tosses us into a whirlwind. I'm talking about me. Maybe that's not you, but I know before I had a purpose and a vision of what I was supposed to be doing, every little thing hurt me. I thought the world was just against you. We will say things like this. You know, when it rains, it pours. When it rains, it pours. Now, God, now I'm like, listen, God, I know you're finna show up and show out. Anytime something comes up that is stretching me, because really certain things come to stretch you in your capacity so that you'll know how to handle things in a different level later. You understand? Later, or someone's going to come in your space that you're going to need to encourage and inspire from your stuff. But you got to believe. You can't believe that God's taking you certain places, the God of your understanding, source, universe, whatever language you want to use for this, the divine spirit takes you certain way and then going to drop you off. No, the only thing to get dropped off is if we stop believing and saying, I'm too afraid to go. And when you are too afraid, listen, there's many times it's like, God, I've said, God, help me. I feel a little afraid here. And I know you with me. I know you got me, but it's just me. You know, I only got me right now. And but you'll say, you said, I didn't believe that. I don't believe that now for sure. I know I got angels, guides, friends, people that can just speak into me. I just have to ask. But there's times that you're just like, listen, I don't know who to trust, what to do. And it's just me here in this prayer closet with you. Give me more faith. Show me what to do. And guess what? I don't necessarily need the faith now. I can still be afraid and still move. I can be afraid and still move. But God, I know you got me. I'm all in on this thing. Where I was, listen, I was dying over there anyway. Dying a whole spiritual death right here in front of folks. We walking around, talking, functioning, doing all this stuff, and dying inside spiritually on an everyday basis. And that's what I want to talk to. That's the thing. I'm like, no. We got too much to offer. Some of you guys out there are absolutely amazing. No. All you got absolutely amazing. And yet we do everything for everybody else and has forgotten your own goal and purpose, period. And that's what I'm talking about today. What's your vision? Find it again. Find it. We had it when we were little because the world was like, and some of us, let me not say all of us had it when we were little. Some of us went through a whole bunch of trauma, drama, and lost it. When I say little, we were young. We may have had it maybe 2, 3, or 5, and then it was stolen from us. Understand? But that was then. We talk about now. Now, we're going to talk empowerment. We're going to talk love. We're going to talk appreciation for what we have right now so that we can increase what we have. We're going to talk power and who we are now. We're going to talk knowledge and joy. That's where we're going. That's where we're going. So the vision needs to inspire you to at a place that says, okay, when you're writing this down, let's rock it. You get excited. Now, you just in your own world doing this, okay? So we're sitting quietly. We've done our breaths. Now we're just sitting, we're asking ourselves, what do I want? Why do I want it? And write it down. And we're going to have fun with this. Have fun with this. If you already done it before, do it again today, because things don't just come in our space. That's why I said when Yolanda, you put up the prayer of Jabez, that means, okay, let me go check out Jabez again. I used to pray that prayer years ago all the time, but understand it, I didn't have the capacity. That's why I know I'm talking to you, because I know I didn't have the capacity. I was, when you are afraid of your gifts, afraid of what people are going to say, all those things, not believing in yourself enough, then you can ask for those things, but your capacity is not there. It doesn't mean you can't get it, because I got it. But then at the time, you may just be foretelling certain things. So then you circle back around. And when you come back around, you like, man, I see where you took me, God. I understand. I'm at a place now, and I understand exactly what you're talking about here. I understand exactly how to handle people and how to love on people in this manner and encourage people. And so I understand that, and let's get it. All right. So there you go. So here's the other thing. Don't ask how. What we do in our brilliant minds, we decide we're going to start figuring out how. Sometimes it's just a matter of just asking, believing, and receiving it. Understand that. Ask, believe, and receive. Now, what happens is that you start getting inspired impulses on how to move. Some of us kind of know, you'll write down the things that we know, kind of, okay, I need to do this, this, and this. That's great. That's great. But then there's other things that inspire us to move. Like we'll say, well, God, I'll make a plan and God will change the plan. Most of the time we make the plan because we're not inspired by when we make the plan. We're just making a plan out of our own routine, our own secular nature, out of our own humanity. And the supernatural hadn't been put in it yet. That's the issue. And so, but when you waiting and you're meditating on, okay, I know that what's the feeling tone of having what I want. Now you're inspired to do more. Now your movement is inspired. And I'm going to say one thing I told a friend of mine is that, listen, when the Holy Spirit or Spirit is moving with us, there's a lot of things. We just don't do a lot of things routine. Now, of course, you do your eating, your working out, your meditation, your prayer life, your writing, your journey, your appreciation. But after that, like if you go the same way to work, many times Spirit will have you move and shift. And that's what throws us, because we like to do it how we like to do it. And we don't allow for a Spirit to move in our lives. Hopefully that's helping somebody. We don't allow it. We just keep doing how we think we should do it. And in order for us to grow, it's going to take us, it's going to kind of, okay, I don't want that to be done anymore. We're going to move this way. And you have to trust this the right way. And again, anything the Spirit is telling you to do, it's always life affirming. Anything God said, listen, is always life affirming. Always encouraging somebody, always loving. It's never going to be something that's going to hurt somebody else. It's never like that. It's always life affirming, especially for you and for everybody in your space. All right. So here's the last thing. When you don't believe, what do you do when you don't believe? First, I always ask God, please, God of my understanding, help with my unbelief. Help me to believe more. I know you say that all things are possible. I say it all the time. Oh God, all things are possible, and all things are possible for me. Everything always works out for me. Everything always works out for me, even if it doesn't look like it's working out right now. Everything. I trust you and I lean into it. There's a surrendering that goes with that. That we talk. So help me, show me what to do. God of my understanding, show me what to do. Allow me to have fun along the way. I always want to have fun. The more we enjoy life and have fun, the more we allow blessings in. Understand that, because that's a high vibration. When we're stressed, worried, we don't allow moving of spirit for sure. And we don't allow, we're supposed to enjoy life. If we're not, then we're off track somewhere. Okay. And I mean, we're in Pollyanna all the time. It means that that ultimately things are going to work out. And so you may be going through a little transition period that you need to just rest, which many of us need to do. And we also have a habit of worrying, a habit of talking about negative things, a habit. The coach said, as I know that's right. I know that's right. Thank you. The habit of negative thoughts. They say we have 95% of 90 plus thousand thoughts a day, and 85% of them, 95 are the same thoughts, and 85% of the 95% of the thoughts are negative thoughts. You hear me? Thoughts of worry, doubt, fear. 85 of the 95% of our thoughts, of the 100% of our thoughts are negative, because we've trained ourselves into it. Understand that. It doesn't mean you're a negative person. Well, it can outpicture. It means that we have practiced thoughts that keep us in the same place, that keep us fearful, that keep us worried, that keep us disempowered, that keep us there. And so this is what I'm doing. We're going to shift this thing. And so ask to help with the thoughts. And that's where meditation and stepping back, the quiet helps. Ask for help not to get sidetracked with things that happen around us. Things that fall at our feet that we're like, just like, wait a minute, God, what is happening here? I've done all this work and this has happened. A redirection of this. And sometimes that doesn't feel good in the time. All you have is to believe. God, I got to believe that you're with me even in this. That I'm not cursed, that I'm not being punished, that nobody can put nothing on me. It's simply, you must be redirecting me. That is big faith right there. You must be in the midst of something that's just totally disappointing. And you're like, what happened? You got to know, I am worthy. I am loved. There must be a redirection here that I don't understand right here, right now. So I'm going to keep walking. I'm going to keep having faith. I'm going to keep believing. And I'm going to believe bigger than what I was before. See, that's the thing. When you start moving in the direction, things are going to have to fall away. So we constantly think that's a punishment. No, that's a redo. That's a look. We finna construct some thing. The foundation was bad. We're just going to turn this thing. We're going to look. We're going to break it up and go forward. All right. So here we go. Last thing. These states of consciousness: love, appreciation, freedom, empowerment, joy, and knowledge. Practice those. Practice being in those. What puts me in those states of love? And I put up something on my page that will help you get into those high vibratory states and work this thing. All right, let's have an amazing day. I've gone over a little bit long today. My apologies. So check this out. I will be starting up a private Facebook group. That is for people that are dead serious about transformation, for people that that need accountability, that need some more encouragement, support, of people that are like-minded, very positive, spiritually based. It's not religious, but it's spiritually based, who trying to be at high vibration, who's trying to manifest to change their lives in so many different ways. And you want a tribe and a guide. I am dead serious. It will be of everything: mind, body, spirit, and so. I'm not just talking about just this, just talking things. I'm saying actually living what we're talking about. I also will have my shirts on sale coming up. Guys, if you want one, it says Shay Shift on this back, and on the back, it is LoveBigger V-neck. I love V-neck. So there you go. There you go. So that will be on sale later on this week, and just get it. So have an amazing day. Let's rock this. I love you. Let's go. Peace. This is Shay Wilson, thinking big, living bigger, and loving the biggest. Boom. Bye, guys. Have an amazing day and amazing week.